watching Rest TV, Wumula.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for watching Rest TV. It is always amazing, to know that God is faithful. God is there watching over us. And you starting with us every morning with the morning dew, then take off the political roundtable. It is really, really so amazing. So if you're there and you started the day with Rest TV, just know that I believe you started with the morning dew. I believe your day is totally blessed. I love starting my day in the presence of God because it kind of like guides my way, because he watches our steps, he guides us, he leads us and everything. So if you start your day in the presence of the Lord, trust me, it is so amazing. You will not have blunders in the day, like you just have someone guiding you and leading you. Juliet Nansubuga is my name, and this is Straight Up. Let's talk with me. It is a Tuesday. That is the 3rd of August. The month is actually moving. It's a new month, new things, new ideas. The good thing I'm loving about this that we are starting a new month, and at the same time, we are out of lockdown partially. So we are actually starting new things, get back to work. Follow the SOPs, by the way. Follow the SOPs to avoid troubles, to avoid, getting in crashes with the security personnel. So let's adhere to whatever was put in place. This show is live on YouTube. You can go there and share. You can comment. I can easily come and read your comment and actually answer you back. You can comment. You can share with your friends. Just share the link, because most of the things that we talk about here are they're important. Most people don't want to talk about reality, but here we speak reality and we are straight upon everything that we talk about. So you can actually share with your friends and let them see, because you never know, it might not have done you good, but it can actually help some other person. So a friend who's going through situations, maybe they're kind of scared of facing the reality. You can share with them. So we are live on YouTube, and that is Rest TV. Rest TV Uganda, so you can go there and be part of the show with me, Juliet. What am I talking about today? Yesterday I talked about closure. Yes, I talked about closure, and I was amazed. It actually helped me as well. It helped me as well personally, because most of the time I talk about things and they also help me as a person. So I just don't give it out. I take things from my own self, advice from my own self. So basically yesterday really did me so good. And today I'm talking about emotional abuse. That's what I'm talking about. There are quite a number of abuse that we know. We have physical, but basically most of the time people really look at the physical because it's more evident. It is more open. It's seeable. You can easily see physical abuse when you see one. But emotional abuse is most of the time overlooked. It's one of the abuses that is actually so hard to recognize. It is hard. Like, you just can't recognize it since it's emotional. It's it's not, you just can't see it unless I come out and maybe talk to you, say something and all that. But if I don't say nothing, you might think I'm actually flourishing, I'm okay. If it is at work, if it's a relationship, if I don't tell you what I'm going through, you can't actually know, So emotional abuse is so hard to recognize. That's what I'm talking about today. I'm going to be dealing maybe on the side of people in relationships. You're in a relationship, but it's full of abuse, emotional abuse, because it actually does occur in that circle, in that circle. That's where it mainly occurs. So what is emotional abuse? It's anything said or done to someone intentionally and repeatedly by someone with the purpose of control. Someone does it to you intentionally and it is repeatedly done. You get? With the purpose of control. People want to control you. They want to make you feel small. They want you to be in one place. They want you to be under their control. Like it's a switch. They turn you on and off, on and off. So that is emotional abuse. And surprisingly, it is not gender specific. Like it's not that it's only men that do it, it's only women that do it. Both people can be either a victim or a perpetrator. You get? A woman can be a perpetrator, a man can be a perpetrator. A woman can be a victim, a man can be a victim to this kind of abuse. So it's just not, it's only men are the ones that, have that thing of doing emotional abuse. No. Both men and women can be perpetrators or victims when it comes to this kind of abuse. And according to research, the perpetrators usually have low self-confidence and fear of rejection and loss. Therefore, they resort to emotional abuse to control and limit their chances of being rejected or left. This takes me back to when I talked about insecurities. You get? This goes back to insecurities. The perpetrators, they have low self-esteem, so they have that fear of being rejected. They have the fear of losing out, of loss. So they resort to emotional abuse in order to control their partners, in order to limit their chances of being left or rejected. Have you ever been in love with someone and this person, like they are so, most of the time, I think we mix this with obsession, being obsessed. So you think, maybe he's just obsessed with me. But actually, obsession is also so bad. It's a bad thing. I don't think I would want to be with a man and he's obsessed with me. Why would you be obsessed with me? If you're not even obsessed with your own mother, why would you be obsessed with me? You get? So obsession is also something, I think I'll talk about it sometime, but it's also not good. You get? So we mix, most of the time people mix these two, emotional abuse and obsession. We kind of tend to mix. You think someone loves you so much, so you take it, year in, year out. It is actually breaking you. It's putting you to the wall. I mainly want to talk about the signs of emotional abuse. Like I said, it is so hard to recognize, unless if I come and tell you, you know what? My husband beats me, my husband says this to me, my husband doesn't allow me to do this, like he cut off my financial ability. Like, you can't know. You can't know that some people are going through relationships. That's why most of the time you see a guy and woman and they're walking and you admire their relationship. You're like, I wish I could get a guy who could hold me like that in public. In actual sense, there is trouble in that relationship. They're just trying to cover up, So I think even in the commandments, this is where they say you don't admire, don't, things like that. So one of the signs I would like to start with is bullying. You're in love with someone, but they actually bully you. You're bullied by your partner. Either your girlfriend is bullying you but there are those girlfriends that are not easy. They are not easy. When you move with them, you don't look on the sides, you don't do what, move straight, So bullying is one of the signs of emotional abuse. This is actually intentionally saying or doing things that are hurtful to you. Your partner does things, they say things that actually hurt you. I remember in primary, I used to bully some girl. She was called I don't know, she was called Okose Sharon. She was a Kenyan. And she was so bright in class, but so down to earth. And I was crazy. So this is something so bad, but I did it. I did it. We were kids. That's the excuse I gave. We were kids. So most of it, we had a wooden block. And there was some space, kind of like, there's a wooden block and a building. So there was some kind of space here. So every morning when she could come, I could take her in that corner and I tell her to give me her money, like her money that they gave her maybe for break and lunch. So I could take her money, and what I eat, I give her some, but I don't allow her to buy. And I did that for quite some time, But surprisingly, time came and we met when we are actually all grown up and we are women now. Oh my goodness. We talked about it and she laughed and I was surprised. I thought when I talk about it, because I was like, if I could meet her one day and I'm like, tell her I'm sorry for what I did. And yes, a day cometh forth and I meet Okose Sharon. And my goodness, it was so amazing a day we spent. But I apologized and we laughed, towards it. But now she's a different person. She's a strong woman. She's a woman of valor, So bullying, this actually does happen also in relationships. Your partner is bullying you. They tell you hurtful words. They do things. They say things that hurt you. You get? So that is one of the signs. Then we have gaslighting. What does this mean? It means creating a narrative that causes you to doubt yourself, doubt your feelings, doubt your opinions. Like, it's kind of someone is twisting the truth. They don't let you know the truth, so they gaslight you. You know, you want to know the truth. You're trying to express your feelings the right way, but they tell you, no, that's not right. That's not. They are just gaslighting you. They are creating a narrative. It's kind of like making you think you're insane, making you think that, you know what you're doing is wrong, yet you actually know it is right. But because you love them, you tend to, sweep it under the carpet and actually go with what they are saying. So you're in a relationship whereby you don't have a say. What he says is the truth. What you say is a lie. You get? So that's what I mean by gaslighting. Such kind of things, if your partner does something like that, then just know you're in for emotional abuse in such a relationship. You get? Because I believe if I'm with you, I have a right to say what I think. You have a right to say what you think. You get? So creating a narrative that causes you to doubt yourself, your thoughts, your feeling, your sanity by manipulating and twisting the truth. They twist the truth. They manipulate you. Someone manipulating you. Maybe your partner, maybe you find him kind of like doing something that he's not supposed to do, but because you love him, maybe he's cheating on you. You found him with a girl and they were in kind of a position and something like that. Then because you're so much in love and he knows he's he will twist the truth. He will manipulate you. And you'll be in a crazy relationship. You'll be in an unhealthy relationship just because this guy has you. He's gaslighting you at every given moment he has. As long as they will gaslight you in order to keep themselves sane and you not sane. So that is a sign. Gaslighting. What else? Putting you down. Most of the time we think maybe it's just friends that do that, or family members. Maybe your brother thinks you can't do it. But actually, even the partner, the person you say you're in love with, these people can also put you down. Me personally, I've had people that have come to me, but their aim is actually to suppress my personality. They feel like you're too much. Now looking at my personality, I don't do normal. Normal is boring. So me, I'm crazy. I just do crazy. Not crazy that I throw things around, but I'm just out there. I'm a woman that is so ambitious. I want to explore things. I want to be out there. I want to put my hands on everything I can get as long as it's in my interest. And then someone comes and they feel like, you can't be that. So they tend to put you down. Now, me, such kind of people, I don't know, but I notice you. I think I use my intuition. I talked about intuition. I use it a lot. So I easily get to know who is really for me. And I easily get to know that this guy is just not going to work for me. So I just shut you out, as simple as that. So you're in a relationship, but your guy or your girlfriend puts you down. They blame you for whatever is going on. You play the blame game in your relationship. It's always you who is on the wrong. If he's wrong, you don't have to say anything. You just have to forgive him. Okay, it's okay. If she's on the wrong, you just have to forgive her because, you love her. So there's that thing. They put you down. They blame you. They call you names. They call you names. They publicly humiliate you and embarrass you. I've ever seen this happen. Sometime I was somewhere where there's a mall in town, and you see people like exchanging words, and this guy slapped a girl. I'm like, excuse you? I was actually with someone and he was a male. I'm like, what just happened? And there are scurries, security came around and all that, because it was a formal area, it's formal. So we don't expect such kind of wrangles in such a formal place. So security comes in, we get to know that they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, what? And you're slapping me in public? Couldn't you wait till we go home? Even when we go home, you don't have a right to put your hands on me. So I saw this and I'm like, wow. Now this is a sign of emotional abuse, publicly humiliating you. You know, they put you down. They're like, when his friends are around, maybe you rather stay in the room, be there, maybe he even sends you out, go somewhere, be there. When they are gone, I'll let you know so that you come back. Like that putting you down, they blame you for even their own mistakes. They are never in wrong. You're always in wrong. You just, like, you try so hard to ensure that you do right with them. Like you give yourself out selflessly, but they never appreciate, they never, like, if it's cleaning, you've cleaned, like you've taken your time to clean, but when they come in, you did do nothing. Like they put you down at everything you try to do, and at every given opportunity, and they feel like, you know what, I think it's time to embarrass her, they will do it with no hesitation. You get? So the moment you realize that, just know that you're up for emotional abuse. That is emotional abuse. They are abusing you, they are treating you, but it's not physical. They're not hurting your skin, but your emotions are in, you know, a basket of torture. And most of the time, we don't even talk about this. We talk about it maybe when we are really on the wall and we're like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. You, after breaking down, after you hitting depression, that's when you actually come out and maybe tell your friends, and you're like, what? You've been dating this guy for 2 years, and from day one, the moment he got to know that, Kati Nkulina, they started their abuse. And you're in there, and because you think you're in love, he will change. I don't know why we think we can change men. That is not for us to do. You can never. If the mother didn't change him, what power do you have as a woman? Like, this person has met you after 30 years, after 20 years of him growing up, living his own life, and you think that he's going to change because of you? That's not for us to do. So, putting you down, that is a sign of emotional abuse. So really, really try to look and, you know, look into the signs, you know, in order for you to be safe. The other one is rejection. Personally, I'm a victim of rejection. I've been rejected and all that. But on this side, in relationship, you're in love with someone, you're in even in marriage or something, because it's just not us who are just in these relationships of girlfriend and boyfriend that face these things. No, you're in your marriage. Actually, I'm not married, but people are in their marriages, but their opinions are rejected, their thoughts are rejected. Like, your husband doesn't even let you bring anything to the table, any thoughts. If there is money, he decides. If the school's for kids, he decides. Like, you just don't, your opinions are not respected, they are not heard, your voice is not heard. Like, you're in the room, but it's like you're not there. They just tell you at the final, like, you know what, kids are going to this school, you know what, we are going to do this. You don't have a say. So your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings are rejected. You get? Yet these are the same people you say that, you know what, you are in love with, but they reject your feelings, they reject everything that comes from you because they just don't want your opinion. And this is not about you being a woman, but because you're a woman, so you don't have to say anything. No, that is totally different from what I'm talking about. You get? So if your partner is rejecting your opinions, your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings, you know, just know you're up for emotional abuse. It's another sign of the abuse. Because if you're in love with me, I expect us to talk. If I bring an idea on table, you should respect it. You should listen to it. You know, you should listen to it, because actually a real man, actually, when you read stuff, when you research stuff, you get to realize that being a man is a lot of things. It's a lot of things. You know, it's not about being circumcised. It's not about having kids. It's not about that, because anyone can have kids, even a 19-year-old or 18, or even these days, I think even a 14-year-old can impregnate a woman. You get? So being a man is a lot of things, by the way. And one of them is listening. Listening. A real man listens. When your woman talks, when she says something, listen. It's an adage, actually, you know. So another one that I may give you, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse. Your guy or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband, they are insulting you at every given opportunity. They're insulting you. They are yelling at you. Have you ever watched movies whereby, like, someone gets so frustrated and they're like, why are you shouting at me? Can't you just say it when you're not screaming? You know, I think that's what they call kind of nagging. You know, the Bible talks about a nagging woman. The Bible talks about a nagging woman, yes. You get? So when your partner is insulting you, when your partner is yelling at you, that is not healthy. It is not good. No matter how angry you are. Communication. Let me tell you something. One thing my dad taught me is communication. I love communication. I love talking, because I believe that when you and I talk, when you and I communicate, things are going to flow. We are going to have a pace. There's going to be peace. There's going to be understanding. But when we are yelling, when we are insulting, that means there's an exchange of rough words. And if there is an exchange of rough words, trust me, we are going to go physical by the end of the day. And then we have the physical abuse, or domestic violence, like they call it. You get? Now we are past the emotional abuse. Then we go to the physical abuse. You get? So, verbal abuse. Your partner is insulting you at every given opportunity. They are yelling at you. Whenever they're trying to put a point up front, they are shouting at you. They are insulting you. They think you're like, Totoina Magezi Totegeda, you're stupid. I hear people telling, you tell someone, Busmani, how can you call your wife or your girlfriend, you're stupid? Not insulting me. You get? Because I'm human, I'll get hurt. You can't call me stupid, and I think, and you think I'll remain with my sanity. Of course, I'm going to go off. You get? Then we have the financial abuse. The financial abuse, actually, I think it deals mostly with marrieds, people that are married. You're in a home, and like your husband cuts you off. Like if you have cards, they are cut off. They are cut off. Like you don't have access to money. You just don't have access to money. I think this is why they say that there are those, is it prenup, whatever they sign when people are getting married. There are things, people are very cautious these days when it comes to marriage, because people tend to destroy themselves financially in the end, in one way or the other. So they sign kind of agreements to secure their own money. Like, yes, we are married, but my money is secure, your money is secure. But there are these ones that actually do joint accounts, those things, because you're too much in love. So your partner cuts you off. Finances means to access finances in order to control, isolate, or prevent you from doing things that you want. Look at me right now. There are things I love doing. I love doing my pedicure and my manicure. I love, going for some scrubs. There are things I love doing in my free time. Now I get someone and they feel like maybe because the way I live my life, it is fun. Like I'm so open to the world. I love getting to know things. I love exploring stuff. I love testing new waters. I love spreading my wings out there. Now I get a partner and it feels like, okay, this is kind of, maybe it's kind of exhibiting like, I'm jealous. I'm trying to secure my woman. I'm trying to secure my man. But in actual sense, you're abusing them in the end. So you're prohibiting me from going to the salon. You're prohibiting me from, going to the theaters. You're prohibiting me from doing what I want. You're limiting me. You're tying me down. Yet that's not how love goes. You have to let me be free. Love is a free bird. It goes, flies, goes here, goes there, and all that. But because you're kind of scared of losing me, you're kind of scared of being rejected by me, you tend to put me down. So you take that which gives me the freedom that I need. You know that when I have money, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to go wherever I want. Yes, I can still do that and love you at the same time. But because you feel like you're not satisfied, you feel like maybe when she goes out to the salon, she might find some guy. When he goes out there to smile to the saunas, so you tend to cut me short by cutting my cards off, by ensuring that I don't have access to finances. You get? So that is abuse. You get? It's abuse. Means to access finances are cut short. You're controlling me. You're isolating me from what makes me, from what gives me comfort. So you cut me short and I'm stuck there. Everything I need, I have to come to you. Can I get this? Can I get this? So it's you to decide, when do I do my hair? When do I do my nails? And some of you even have a tendency that when I'm going to the salon, you have to go there with me and sit and wait until I'm done, then you take me back home. Like that kind of abuse. You're cutting my freedom. And trust me, it's better not to have money, but I'd rather have my freedom, because if I have freedom, I can get the money. But even though you give me the money and I don't have freedom, how am I going to spend it anyway? So you're cutting me short. You're limiting my life. My fun, everything that I used to do is now gone. It's a sign that someone is actually taking you down the road of emotional abuse. Because remember, I'll be stuck in the house. I'll be crying. My friends will be sending things on Instagram, on various platforms, and I'll be looking. They have different things because remember, this is a world that is evolving. And when the world evolves, as human beings, we also evolve. You get? So my friends are upgrading themselves. They're upgrading their lives. Me, I'm stuck. Because my husband or the person that I'm with is actually cutting me short financially. So that is also a form of abuse. We have intimidation. Intimidation. Intentionally being aggressive or threatening in order to cause fear and mental torture. You get? You intimidate me. I had a friend, she was in a relationship, and she's like, I can't leave him. I'm like, why can't you leave him? I'm kind of scared. So you instill fear in me that if you dare leave me, I'll look for you, and when I get you, I'll do something to you. You get? And we've seen this happen actually, where people, they were in love and now they're kidnapping each other, and you're like, what's really going on? So that fear of being rejected, that fear of loss, you become a perpetrator to this kind of abuse. You intimidate the person you love. You instill fear in them. But why do I have to fear the person I say I love? No. So you instill fear in me. You bring in that mental torture that it's either you or no one else. I must have you. I've had those statements. Even in movies, they say them quite often. It's either me, I'm getting married to you. If not me, then no one will ever marry you. That kind of thing. So you instill fear in me, and the next thing is like, now what should I do? That kind of torture. So why would you really go into something like that? So look into the sign. My last sign is isolation. Isolation. Cutting off freedoms, preventing you from seeing friends, family, co-workers in order to prevent connection with others. So you're isolated, you're tied down. He's like, don't leave this house. Toina jolaga. Berao, take care of the kids. Like everything you want finds you there. You're not allowed to connect with family. You're not allowed to connect with co-workers, friends, or will you dare go out with friends? What are you doing there? What are you talking about? So they keep you there for themselves and, themselves alone. You get? So that is a sign of abuse. Love is so free, but because of the scare of being rejected, we tend to be perpetrators of this kind of abuse, which is not a good thing. So your friend that is going through something like that, try to look. What have they talked to you about? If they got a chance to talk to you about, what is that they said? Like I said, surprisingly, perpetrators are charming. So they say, perpetrators are charming. Perpetrators are so loving, they are kind, and they are very attentive. I'm not saying if you have an attentive boyfriend is a perpetrator of emotional abuse. No, that's what I'm just giving you the way they've been. Like that's kind of like they are in character. So look into it. This program has been live on YouTube, Rest TV Uganda. You can actually go there and rewatch it and share. Thank you so much for watching Rest TV. That is all I had to share. Look into it and see. It can help someone. Share with your friend. We have a number of programs that are lined up today, so stick to Rest TV. Don't go anywhere. We meet next week on Monday and Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. to 11. Have a blessed week.